All right, I got it. Hello, 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 hello. Happy holidays from me and J. Todd Gunter. I'm here in Missouri. You're out in California, eh? How you doing, my man?
I am wonderful, man. I got wine in my glass, so you know I'm good. And when am I not happy when I got wine in my glass?
We got fruit in glass, and man, this is good stuff. We're talking about wonderful things today. We got like it's almost like a double header for us, right? We each have two wines that we're reviewing and pairing for our holiday dinners. Now, we wanted to do a couple of fun things, and the part of the fun was it's like, all right, here's some challenges. Let's do. Should we do just red? Should we mix it up? What are we gonna do for a holiday dinner and keep it budget friendly? And that's exactly what we did. We're delivering today. Jay's got a couple wines. I got a couple wines. Everything's under $20 a bottle, but we'll share more as it comes due course. So, speaking of courses, Jay, you got a couple things that are going to kind of be on your front end of your holiday dinners to your mid holiday dinners. And I have another holiday dinner and then a little afterwards. I don't want to give too much away, but is there anything you want to say about, Thanksgiving, holiday dinners? We're getting to this season where, we're having Friendsgiving, all kinds of people getting together. What do you guys like to do?
So for like Thanksgiving is different in every household, I feel like. And my household is a little it's a little different. Like we still eat mostly the same types of foods that everybody does in America. But we definitely originally, because I come from like a very religious household, there was not a lot of alcohol or wine being poured. And now that I'm in the industry and some of my family members can come out of the woodwork and actually admit to like loving wine too, I give them an excuse to do that. Now we have like wine and stuff, not at the table, but we'll have wine in our glasses as we are, eating food. Some of the original, the usual suspects for food, of course, would be cranberry sauce, stuffing, greens, turkey, ham, black-eyed peas, and brisket. And so what I like to do is before we even start getting into the food, I like to start drinking already. I mean, again, I'm a total wino, so what do you expect?
We are total winos.
Here's what it is, right? And so because of that, I like to start with bubbly. And today we're talking about, let me see if you guys can see this label. It's the Nocturno Brut Rosé, and this is out of Argentina. And this is a sparkling rosé of Malbec. You know I love Malbec. You were here for previous episodes. I love Malbec. And so why not start with a grape that I love, but on the sparkling rosé side of it? And so let's get right into it. This is the perfect way if you are going into your Thanksgiving dinner to kind of wet your whistle to get ready for all the crazy flavors you're going to be tasting with all the crazy food you're going to have at your dinner table. So let's get right into this one. On the nose on this wine, what jumps out at me is definitely like a wild strawberry. I'm getting a little bit of like a lemon lime peel going on here too. So there's a little citrus, but also a little bitter too on the nose. Also like wet rocks going on here too. And a little bit of like an earthy quality here too. Let's go ahead and taste it and see what's going on the palate. Oh, great mouthfeel. Medium plus acid. It's a wonderful wine to get you ready for the meal. Because I mean, normally what we do is we will lead off with like something like cranberry sauce before we get into the meal. I think this will go really well with the cranberry sauce. If you by chance have nothing else and we just have sparkling wine, I think it also would go really well with turkey. It does hold up because of the cranberry notes that are coming out of this wine on the palate and the weightiness of this wine. I think it'd go really good with with the turkey. So this is a wonderful wine. I highly recommend it for anybody that is starting off their meal. And if you can't get your hands on this one, just look to sparkling wine to kind of get you ready, get your palate primed for a wonderful Thanksgiving meal. So that's all I got to say about this one. I think I should move on to the next one. I'm doing this at a quicker pace just so I can we can get everything done for you guys today. And I want to give you guys all the information. And feel free, if you want to know more, to hit us up in the comment section. We'll be happy to go back and forth with you about the wines. So
absolutely.
this is delicious. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'll get on to the other one. Give me a second.
I'll keep talking while you just enjoy that a little bit. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's what the holiday's for, to enjoy it, to pair it with food. So, all that being said, I have a couple of different ones that I'm going to tee up with. But yeah, Thanksgiving for me, very similar to Jay. Yeah, we're going to have our traditional turkey, stuffing. We do our, casseroles. We have our hash brown casserole with cheesy yumminess in it. We have the green bean casserole with all kinds of crunchiness, yumminess on it. And then there's just all kinds of layers and layers of flavors and food, usually of mild sets. And then when we get together with my larger family on my Filipino side, we get all kinds of wonderful Asian dishes, right? From interesting different kinds of egg rolls, lumpia, fresh lumpia. There's like 6 different kinds, right? But then there's also very meaty dishes, beefy dishes that are, like the brisket, are going to need something else to transition and just hold up to those stronger flavors. And I think we found a couple that are going to do great. But Jay, going into dinner wine, number 2 for you, what you got? What's in that bottle?
So I like to baby step into everything. I don't like to just jump in head first. So again, I'm not even going to red yet. I am going to another rosé, not sparkling. I'm gonna leave the red for my boy Sean. This is a rosé of Gamay out of Beaujolais, France, southern part of Burgundy area. And so I hope you guys can see that label. So this is the Moyard Beaujolais Le Rosé. Sorry for my French accent; it's not the greatest, but yeah, out of Beaujolais, this is one of my favorite grapes. I love Gamay, and Gamay tends to be one of the grapes that I would say goes as not even on the rosé side, but on the red wine side. I feel like it's the best wine, the most neutral wine to go with everything from Thanksgiving, all the different dishes that you may have. Specifically, but let's get into the rosé. This one, I got this because, first of all, I wanted to try it. That was the first thing. I was like, rosé of Gamay. I don't see it a lot in the United States market, and so I saw it and I was like, I had to try it. The other thing was I was kind of curious to know if it would go with stuffing, because stuffing is a hard thing to pair with. And the biggest issue on this whole list of foods that I was looking to pair was stuffing was going to be the one that was going to be a little bit more difficult because of texture and because of it tends to be a little bit more earthy. And how do you find a wine that goes really well with earthy, but also not being a red wine? So that was my aspiration for this pairing. So let's get right into it and let's see if it does the job. On the nose on this wine. So I get fleshy cherry. I'm getting a little bit of I'm getting a little bit of a wild strawberry going on here. There's definitely a wet soil thing going on here too. So there is some earthiness and a little bit a calcium-rich soil smell jumping out after the rain has hit it. I don't know why. It's like a minerality that's kind of jumping out, but it's earthy minerality jumping out the nose for me. So it's not really expressive on the nose, but I'm getting. Those are the things I'm pretty much getting. Let's try the palate and see what's going on the palate. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is a kill. This is a kill with the stuffing. I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, when you're doing rosé and you're trying to pair it with warm food, I'm gonna tell you this: don't do it chilled. Just don't do it. There is a degree issue. You want to make sure that it's more room temperature. But because I'm a professional, I know how to read into the wine and know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And this wine will kill with the stuffing, in my opinion.
Even chilled.
Yeah, even chilled, but I would recommend it not being chilled, especially for stuffing, because I think it could throw off the dish itself. So right here, I'm getting this kind of tart cherry that's kind of wrapping around the palate. You get a little bit more of a cream in the mid palate. Very, very long finish, medium plus acid here to break down some of the richness of that of the stuffing. There also has like a little bit of that earthy note I was talking about in the mid palate, kind of like a little bit more like truffly type of earthy note in the mid palate on this wine. I think that would go really well with the earthiness. It'll match up well with the earthiness of the stuffing. This is a wonderful wine. I highly recommend it. You guys have to go get this wine. Make sure that when you open it up for a little bit before you pour it, because this you need some of that earth to kind of blow off before you taste it. This is a wonderful wine, though. I highly recommend it.
Now, Jay, here's a question that I was just thinking about. So if someone like we typically don't like bubbles in our household, if we were going to just go with this choice, could we do that as a starter? And even start off with it chilled, and then it'll come to room temperature, and then pair up with the food. So you're having your your little cold appetizers, whatever. I know we do at our house.
Yeah.
There's usually like an hour or two of appetizers, and then it rolls into more food coming out, then more food coming out, then more food coming out. But that might be a nice transition, even if you started off chilled, and then just let it come up to room temperature and eat with the stuffing and the bird and whatever.
You hit it right on the head. This wine is a perfect starter wine. Like if you want to kind of wet your whistle, this is a good wine because it has enough acid. Kind of, as you can tell, I'm starting to you can see me expectorating as I'm talking because it has it has good acid here. It's definitely one that's kind of wakes up your palate and gets you ready for everything that's going on. But not only does this wine just pair well with the stuffing, that was the hard part, but it also goes really good with the turkey. I think even with the cranberry sauce, this would kill with the cranberry sauce. Black eyed peas, because of that earthiness, I think it would catch it. Brisket, maybe not. I think you want something a little bit richer. I think you want something red for that. But it does catch really well with the other things. Maybe even greens. I think it'd even go good with some collard greens too. So anyway, that's all I have to say about this wine. Again, if you guys have any questions about it, hit us up in the comment section. We would love to go back and forth with you about these wines. So for you, Sean, what are we talking about? What we got today?
So I have a couple of fun things, and this was challenging, right? So first, I know I picked out a Pinot, but I wanted to be budget friendly because we're talking about budgets, and it's like usually we're reviewing bottles that are $20 or less, and it's the holidays, right? And usually we're getting together with a bunch of friends or family and things like that, and sometimes we want to elevate the panache, if you will, or elevate the it's like, oh, we're getting a fancy wine for the holidays. But if we're taking a chance on it, that's not a good time to do it, right? So I'd rather have something I know that's going to be good and a crowd pleaser that I can get a bottle or two or three or four into, depending on how many people are there. I think it's neat to have the same wine served to everybody. So they're all tasting the same thing versus a hodgepodge of differences. So if you're hosting, that's my big wine tip, is to get enough relatively inexpensive wine for everybody to have at least a taste of that. The true winos, the total winos, if you will, they're probably going to bring their own bottle or two or three that they'll enjoy, but other people may not because they have a different palate. So, here's what we got today. And I want to shout out to Chrissy and James and I said Sissy, but Shay, all these people at my local wine shop here in Town and Country, Missouri, and just she pointed me this way, and I have to say, to go with turkey and to go with a brisket or a beefy dish or all the flavors in between, this is pretty dang good. I've been nosing this sucker for a while, right? And you're picking up all kinds of, nice red berries and even some blueberry, a hint of blueberry in there. And, just fun things. So,
the label is amazing.
I know. Buy it just for the label alone. Don't buy wines for labels. Buy this one for the label. Now, you've probably seen, so this is a Gil family, GIL. Out of Spain. And Juan Gil has one of my favorite wines that I've rated 4 stars many times. That's at a higher price point than this one, about, almost 50% more. So for the price point, I think I might have to, give a Total Winos 4.5 star rating for the price because budget counts.
We're going there, huh? 4.5.
Oh yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Because we're going to be buying. Realistically, we're going to be buying at least 3 bottles. I was talking to a friend and she's hosting, and she specifically said, "I'm having turkey and I'm having brisket." And so Kathy was like, she's like, "What do I serve? I don't usually drink wine." Well, this is going to pair nicely for a little bit of everybody, because it does have enough dryness where it's going to hold up to, and tannins where it's going to hold up to the beefiness of the brisket. And even though she's like, yeah, it's not heavy seasoned or anything like that, because when you have a dinner party, when you have like 30 or 20 or 30 or 50 people coming over, you can't have anything too far extreme, because it's I love I love Cajun all day.
All day.
But and I you could probably even do a little bit of Cajun with this wine, because it just kind of holds up. But it's a Grenache, one of Jay's favorite reds, right, in all the world. Because it's just gonna go great with food. And for Kathy and all my other friends who are, just kind of Jan, who are just kind of entry level into wines, this is a great choice.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go all over the place. It's just a nice, easygoing transition wine, so it can go with a lot of different things, from your cheese to, like I said, your bird to even the brisket, and you're going to be really happy for dinner on this one. So
Grenache and Garnacha are like the same. They're same grape, but they're just done different styles. That grape specifically is one of the wines that I call it a gateway grape, because basically people who don't like red wine, I always let them try a Garnacha or a Grenache to get them into red wine, because it tends to be just a very kind of, it's a chameleon. Like you can throw it in any kind of setting and it's just gonna work. It's not overly tannic. The acid's not too high, so it's a little softer. It has amazing fruit there, and it's a gateway grape in my opinion.
Yeah, and this one even has. I rated it down. It said it was really extremely bold. I don't find it extremely bold. I think there's other bigger, bolder, tougher things, but this is definitely a step up than most Grenaches or Grenache, and it's making my palate really happy. And it's the other thing that makes me happy, it's not that it's the biggest thing in the world, but my little dry sense is that it's like, oh, it is 14.5 alcohol by volume, and I like that. That's where 14 and a half is typically where I like it. And you know what, I liked it first before I checked the ABV, and thumbs up from Sean. So
he knows
I have to in between plugs, in between wine. So so follow Jay, right? He's just published a fabulous cookbook that's out there just in time for the holidays. Grapes and Sand Publishing. What's the name of the book?
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, baby. And there's just renowned chef who travels across the United States, and I'm not going to say all the great things about him. Just go get the book, right?
Yeah, thank you, brother.
I will say so. Follow Total Winos, because we're doing stuff like this because we love it. And then the other thing, follow Jay, because he's doing stuff way more often than me. He's dropping videos on wine steal of the week. And if you're looking for, hey, what's punching above its weight class, there was a guy on Vivino, and so I'm the Vivino guy. Jay's the sommelier. For those that don't know, we didn't say that in the beginning. Jenny, make a note. We got to get better about doing that. But so I'm going to give a shout out to some of my friends on Vivino. You can follow me, Sean J. Brady, on Vivino. I rate all the wines I do. I'm getting more and more up there. But I loved what Dada Voodoo said. And now this guy's got over 4,000 ratings.
Wow.
That's a lot of wine ratings.
4,000? My goodness.
4,000. Hint of blueberry with a touch of raspberry and fresh plums, right? And then I actually like this guy's too. Tim, he's got 319 ratings, right? I mean, to put that in perspective, I have like 740 or something like that. And here's his notes: cherry, plum, pepper, spice, ripe fruit, nice acidity, medium tannins. I absolutely 110% agree. So this is one of those where you can do all kinds of transition big meal. It's not going to break the bank. You can get, multiple bottles, sometimes at a store near you, maybe even at a discount. So we like all of that. It's a happy wine. Happy vino. So that's my Vivino plug for them. And oh, if you like our gear, Jenny knows all about promoting our Total Winos gear. We got
Yeah.
that. That helps keep our show going. We'll put information on where to get that, but it's got stuff on the front. You look like we need wine. That's what it says on this shirt, and that's just for fun. But we got more coming because Jenny, our creative director, she said, "Oh, I got some ideas," and she does.
It's a great opening line, right? You look like we need wine.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Somebody.
You look like we need wine. And it's getting dark out here because, we moved our clocks back.
Then you invite them to the apartment and you have my cookbook there with the playlist playing in the background.
It's all good.
Food. I'm just telling you. We're trying to get everybody happy.
we're all about happy, right? All right. I realize it's getting really dark out, so I'm going to turn some lights on to maybe brighten myself up a little bit. But then, Jay, have a talking point on anything you'd like to add about transitioning the meal or thinking about wines, especially for the holiday.
Yeah. So let's talk about red wine for Thanksgiving. There are certain grapes that I think go really well. Like they just tend to do really well with the type of meals that we're talking about for Thanksgiving. Again, just to kind of run down, we're talking about cranberry sauce, stuffing, greens, turkey, ham, black-eyed peas, and brisket. If I'm missing anything, feel free to hit me back about this. Those are the main meals that we're having. So you want a wine that's going to be light on its feet, like more medium body, something that's not overly tannic, not overly acidic, something that just bounces off dishes, has enough weight to kind of deal with like a brisket, but also light enough on its feet to deal with like collard greens. So I think the two grapes that I tend to go to more than the rest when it comes to these type of meals would be Gamay and of course Grenache, because they're both neutral grapes and they're not overly tannic type of grapes. So that's, for me, that's what I would go for a Thanksgiving meal. And it's funny, me and him didn't even consult on what grapes to go for. He just picked Grenache and that was perfect pick because he knows what he's doing. He's a professional, just like I am. So let's get right into
Are we pros? Oh yeah. Do you have to be? Oh no, just watch our show and you'll be good to go. All right. That was just off the top of my head. All right, so now what do you do like after the turkey's done and stuff like that? Well, here's the one I picked for after dinner. And again, wanted to keep it budget friendly, but you got to watch out for this one because it's fortified. What's it fortified with? Not vitamins, boys and girls. No, you got to watch out. There's a little brandy in this, dude, and there it is. Sandeman Ruby Port. Yes, under $20 a bottle. Now, why do you have to watch out for this, Sean? Well, like I said, I like the last one because it's got 14 and a half. Most people are going to enjoy like the 13 and a half. That's the usual crowd pleaser. I don't think I've picked up a bottle of port that's less than 19.5% alcohol by volume. That's a lot of booze, people. You got to watch out for this. Now, the other thing to know about it is that you might not want to use a big wine glass like this and have your standard pour. So out of a regular bottle, Jay and I were laughing about this, is like, you might on a good day be able to get 6 pours out of a bottle. Maybe. If you're me and Jay, it's 3. But in reality, this is a little tiny sherry glass. And I actually also use this for my bourbon and whiskey tastings. But really it's a 2-ounce pour is appropriate here.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. 1, higher alcohol. So look out, people. But 2, it's sweeter. It's yummier. It's condensed fruit. Oh man, I'm just picking up all kinds of wonderful things. So on this Ruby, as they call it, then they have other ones that are tawnies and aged, and sometimes they get different character to them. But wow, right off on the nose, yeah, delicious raisin. And if you think about it, what are all those holiday dishes? Especially dessert wines that are delicious. I think of bread pudding. I think of pecan pie. I think of, those are my 2 favorites, so I could just stop right there. But the nose on this is lovely. And, if you want to do a splurge and people who are tawny, I do recommend their 20-year tawny port. Really delicious, especially a little bit drier finish, which is really amazing. But we're sticking with the Ruby Red right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just just nice plums, ripeness of fruit. You're gonna get all the berries. It's just condensed down. Oh, Jay, you probably know this. You know why how port got to be? You probably do as a sommelier.
Yeah, so originally they were trying to send wine overseas to like different. They were exporting wine to different places, and what was happening was the wine was bottle shock and other things were happening where the wine was going bad on those trips. And so someone had the idea of trying to add brandy to the wine and they tasted it like this is actually really good. And so that was used to like keep the wine good all the way on its transport to these other areas. And it became like a fixture in Europe. People loved port. They started getting really into it. And so that's why brandy was introduced to red wine out in Portugal.
Now, I cannot confirm nor deny this because I did not go to the magic know-it-all box called Google. But so it was rumored, and you may know this to be true or not. I don't know. You can spell it or reinforce it. I have no idea. But someone said, I think one of the first places they were shipping it to was Holland. And they actually put directions in the box. It's like, all right, this is, put brandy in it to keep it fresh so that you could actually enjoy it. And when you get there, here's the dilution factor with water so you can bring it back to wine level. I'm like, what? And they're like, why would I do that? So like, it tastes fine like it is. They're like, we're not diluting it. We're just drinking it.
I did read that, and I don't know if that's true or not. You're right. I have read that too. And that could be a old wives' tale, or that could be true. Whatever. It's a great story.
I like the story, regardless. So now that's something a talking point around the dining table or around your living room or your kitchen or wherever you have your holiday deal. That's what you can talk about. Fun stuff from Jay and Sean. Yeah, this is just a real lovely, and the other thing that's nice, and the reason I mentioned the 20-year port. So this is we need to go about price points. So I'll start off. Mine was the most expensive. This was $15, people. $15, and you're going to get twice as many pours out of this. So there should be at least 12 2-ounce pours in this bottle. So we talked about on a good day we're getting 6 out of a regular bottle of wine, but here you're going to get 12. So it's a little tiny taste, just a little bit, share it up. But if you don't use it all, it's fortified, and you just put the cork back on it. It's going to stay good through the New Year's Eve. So if it lasts that long.
Agreed. I love port. Port is an after meal on Thanksgiving after you've had a lot of mess talking with your family and joking around and laughing. You go sit out on the porch with some port, maybe like a little bit of the peach cobbler that your grandmother made.
Oh, wow, yes.
And like you just enjoy the day with your family, just chilling. You know what I mean? Like I love port. Port is a nice way to kind of cap a Thanksgiving dinner, in my opinion. So.
And Jay and I didn't know this about each other, but I don't eat a lot of sweets. He doesn't eat a lot of sweets, and but as a sweet, this is a great replacement. So if you know somebody who's doing low carb or watching their sugars, there's a lot of sugar in wine. Yeah, residual sugar, you know about that. But from a pure carb standpoint, a 2-ounce pour of this is going to be about 6 grams. Now, to put that in perspective, if you're pouring 4 glasses, that's also 6 grams of carbs. So you do the math, whatever works for your lifestyle. I share that because I'm trying to lose. I'm not trying. I'm losing weight. I'm working out. Jay likes to do it. I got to get in shape like him so I can look as big and huge and awesome as he does.
I got a lot of work to do, my friend. I'm out there right now.
We're always working on it, but we're never going to stop the wine. So that was the price point on this guy. My price point on the Honoro Vera with the very cool bottle, and other people said the same thing as I did. It's punching above its weight class. It should be a lot more. The Juan Gil at Costco is discounted to $13. Normally that's about a $15 to $17 bottle of wine. This at my local wine shop, that's why I love it, because they really pointed me in the right direction. $8.99.
Woo! That's not bad at all.
Yeah, all right, buddy.
So I guess I got to tell you what my price points were.
Yes, sir.
The Nocturnal Sparkling Malbec. This was actually the price of, I believe it was $8 for this. So $8 for this one. And then the Rosé of Gamay, still wine, I got this for $6.
What?
Yeah, got it for $6. It's a steal.
So get everybody loaded on the $6, pick me up right as we get there, and then roll into the real high price $9 stuff for the brisket.
Yes, exactly. You got it. You hit it right on the head.
And then you can afford the $60 port instead of the 15.
Exactly. So if you guys like what you guys heard today, you guys like everything that we've been talking about, please subscribe to us. Like we're doing this for free currently. We're doing this just because we want to give you guys information about wine because we love it so much and we want to share our passion with you guys. So hit the subscribe button. Also, if you get a chance, like the content and engage with us. We're trying to create a community here around other winos that want to expand their knowledge about wine. So hit us up, please, and we want you to join in this journey with us going forward. I'm sure Sean is going to enjoy the engagement with you guys just as much as I will too. So anyway,
absolutely, all the time. I mean, I rattled off a list for my friend Kathy in the gym. She's like, "Whoa, hold on a second! I didn't know you were that big of a deal." It's like, well, I just really like it. I enjoy it. Here's what I would do with it, right? And I can't help it, and you probably can't either. I was in the another gentleman who was in the wine store with me today was going to a Michelin star restaurant that's BYO,
Ooh.
and I'm like, they recommend bringing 3 bottles, but I don't, what do I bring? And we're all trying to help them, right? And I think but I just love it. We can't stop doing it. It's something that it's natural. We love it, and do what you love. You never work a day in your life. And I know if you follow that logic, we don't. So it's great.
This is all fun for me, being honest with you. So
yep.
Anyway,
that's what life is. Jay, always a pleasure to be with you, my man. And anything else you got to add before we do our sign off?
Pre-order the It's a Vibe book, cookbook.
Yes,
it's available right now. You just go to the link in my bio and on Instagram, or you can just go to grapesandsand.com, all one word, grapesandsand.com.
Sand like the beach.
It's sand like the beach, exactly. GRAPESANDSAND.com. And just pre-order the book. It's retail. We're going to retail it at $30, but we're only charging $24 for anybody who's getting it right now as a pre-order. So grab your order. It is actually selling out really fast, to be honest with you. I didn't expect this. So just go ahead and definitely go to the website, click on it, and get your own copy. So, and we both sign everything for you guys. So enjoy that. And if you're looking for art, wine art, go to the link in my bio too. Got some art going on too. So anyway,
original artist,
original art.
All right. Well, it's getting dark here, which means I got to go pick up my kids. And not drink any more of this lovely wine, which I would like to do, but I'm responsible. I'm a responsible daddy. So that being said, wherever you're at and wherever you are, we may not see you in person, but we're always going to see you right here on social media. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Peace out.
All right.